Wah, 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 Nicolas wah. It is the wrong wah scoring against the Montreal Canadiens to make a 2-2 series tie. Vegas Golden Knights take the inverse game. We're back, baby. Welcome to the worst sports channel on YouTube, Hot Garbage Sports with me, Coach Ryan D. Game 3, exhausting. Game 4, exhausting. Wow. What a 2 games. Staunch turnaround from what I said before, which was boring. These were low scoring games, but whoa. Everything, literally everything. Who even knows what hockey is anymore? I literally have no idea what is going on in hockey these days anymore, what the trends are, what the patterns are. Throw the history books out the window, baby. The Montreal Canadiens and Vegas Golden Knights, along with the Isles and Tampa Bay Lightning, are basically just rewriting the rules of hockey. Usually we look backwards to be able to get ourselves some nice predictors. We use advanced analytics and statistics and 100 years of hockey. Okay, not 100. Hockey's been around for 100, but like the last decade or two of NHL statistics to tell us what's going to happen. Doesn't happen. These guys are keeping us on the edge of our seat. This is mind-blowing. Let's roll the intro. Let's talk about game 4, a little bit about game 3, and as a bonus, if you stick around to the end of the video, we can all yell about referees together on both sides. Synergistic relationships. Roll it.
Here's Lemieux. The center penalty coming up. Look at the mill.
All right, so this was an inverse game, and what does that mean? Well, in game 3, I really felt that Vegas took it to Montreal in both shots categories and overall play category, but the team defense of the Montreal Canadiens shut it down, and with only 9 shots in an extensively long period of time, the Montreal Canadiens pulled it off and won that game, much to me just howling both in delight, surprise, and whatever. Knights fans, don't take it personally. I'm not a fan of the Habs. I'm not a fan of the Knights. We got fans saying, you're Canadian. You got to be a fan of the Canadiens. No, that's Canadian with an E, not an A. Different team. I got Canadiens fans saying, you're cheering against the Canadiens because you're a dirty Jets fan and you want the Knights to take us out. Absolutely not. The Knights took out the Jets in the conference finals. Could care less. Mutually assured self-destruction and 2 fantastic teams beating each other up is all that I'm looking forward to. So I'm a neutral bystander. I really like this series regardless of who ends up winning. That's why I'm laughing, chuckling, throwing out statements, and trolling both fan bases completely, along with really great analysis. Like most of the stuff I say is not too bad. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our channel. I have somewhat of a little bit of intelligence in this game, and Coach Ryan D will take you through this entire series. Moving forward, this channel isn't about politics or medicine. Not sure how they got intertwined, but it may be about hockey refereeing, and that could be just as political, polarizing. Maybe we'll have a red-blue side, or in this case, a gold and red side, but you're going to have to hang on to that because let's talk about game 4. Knights fans, you got to know about the Montreal Canadiens stretch pass offense. What does that mean? That's never a term that's ever come into hockey before. Yeah, coach, you literally just made that up. Stick with me. We're fired up. We haven't done the Padawan skit in a little bit of time, and I'm going to introduce you to basically what I feel the stretch pass offense is. You can name it whatever you want, though. All right, what is the stretch pass offense? The Vegas Golden Knights attack in a group of 5. They have the best offense in the NHL attacking as a group of 5, and they generate more offense from their defensemen than any other team in the NHL. Look it up. Science, baby. But the Montreal Canadiens respond with a very unique offensive system, and frankly, they have been using it over multiple coaches for the better part of a decade since Carey Price has been playing. When you have arguably the greatest goaltender of this generation since Patrick Waugh and Martin Brodeur, unbelievable. Quebec either keeps producing these goalies as born, or they have them playing on a Quebec team. Something in the water about goalies in Quebec. Good on you. And Marc Andre Fleury, we'll get to you. Stretch pass offense is very interesting. It basically forces a team to not allow to attack 5 men up the ice. In modern day hockey, you attack with 4. You activate 3 offensive players and you bring in a rushing defenseman or an active defenseman. We've heard about it for the last decade. Guys like Erik Karlsson and a familiar face in Montreal, PK Subban, very notorious for doing this. They jump in, they behave like a 4th forward, they generate a whole bunch of points. What up, Brent Burns? And it is really dangerous and hard to defend. But when you have an amazing goalie like Carey Price and you can run into a turtle shell defense, what that means is as soon as there is a turnover or a player turns their back to the puck, you send 2 or maybe 3 players on that puck to ensure you outnumber the opposing team. You turn that puck over through likely statistics because you have a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2 matchup. Passes come through, and lo and behold, we've had multiple breakaways from the Montreal Canadiens all playoffs. Go back and watch them, and you end up scoring on these because they're very difficult chances that put a lot of pressure on the goalie. Wow, right? They aren't getting lucky with this. These are set plays. Now, what does this do against a team that attacks by 5, and why is this beating the Vegas Golden Knights? It forces both defensemen to back up because they're unsure of where the stretch is coming from. Usually the stretch is on a backdoor. So if puck is on the left-hand side, the strong side as we'd call it, the stretch pass is going to come from the weak side or the right side on a backdoor play. And this is all happening in the Habs defensive zone. So they move that puck up, they push it forward, they give up a breakaway. And even though Vegas has unbelievable goaltending, both of them, there's still a good chance breakaway goals can go in. So Byron's got 2, and this is an unbelievably cool way to create offense when you're a team as defensive as Montreal. This really breaks down and messes with teams like the Vegas Golden Knights. It messes with the Jets, it messes with the Leafs. It'll continue to mess with everybody because if you get caught, I mean, the easy way to beat this is keep both your defensemen up, intercept that pass, and now you're playing a 5-on-4 in the zone, but it doesn't usually happen that way. And if it does, you have Carey Price backing you up. This is a very sound strategy, and it blows up the ability for the Knights to activate their defense. And if they can't activate their defense, they are playing 3-on-4. They're playing 3-on-4. That is math. When the 2 defensemen have to not gap with those 3 forwards because of the stretch play. Ryan, why is it 2 defensemen? Because it's confusing and you never know when they're going to stretch. I do, but when you're on the ice, this game happens like that, and both defensemen get gun shy. They end up backing up, and it blows up a system. That leaves 3 forecheckers in the zone with Montreal. That means Montreal's going to outnumber you on the puck, and they usually end up leaving with speed. So even if they don't stretch that pass, that player just sits up there. They leave an attack with 4 and odd numbers. That puts a whole bunch of pressure on Vegas. And finally, if it doesn't work, you just throw the puck up the ice in the neutral zone. And really, it's no danger. Okay, great. Vegas turns it over in the neutral zone. Whoop-de-woo. That's not a defensive zone turnover, and you still have 4 back. Worst case scenario, you hit a guy like Byron who's up there, bounces off his stick and into his zone. The Anaheim Ducks did this all the way to a Stanley Cup. They were the first team to do it. Literally just slap the puck 3 lines down the ice, tip it, and move into the other zone. So that's what's happening. I know. It's a lot to follow. Like, wow, hockey can be hard, but intelligent hockey fans, and that's all who watches this channel, literally only intelligent hockey fans. I mean, read the comments. Beautiful. No, seriously, I'm just messing with you. All of you are fantastic. Like, unbelievably fantastic. I love the people in the Vegas Golden Knights group. I love the people in the Carey Price Facebook group. What a cool fan base. And what's really funny is when Knights fans are like, Canadiens fans don't. I love the Knights building. Let me tell you that, Knights fans. Oh my God, what a building. Never had more fun in my life. Never met cooler hockey fans in my life. Habs fans, I have a great time every time I come to Montreal. I just really miss the Expos. I know I'm old, but they're gone. Bye. I really like them. Habs are fine too. The Knights end up taking this game because they basically find 2 little spots of weakness, and Nicolas Roy ends up, ending it in overtime. We know. Sorry, Habs fans. But this series was always going to go to 7 anyway. It really was. And McNabb ended up tying the game for the Knights. But instead of breaking down, the 3 goals, let's talk about this goaltending situation. This is very interesting to me. This is across the Royal Road. Go check out my video above. We'll talk all about it. Montreal doesn't do a lot of chances across the Royal Road, meaning there's not a lot of east to west action, nor do they try to control a lot of 5-on-5 play in the offensive zone because they're always stretching, changing, and going back to D. Just rewind in the video if you want to know what offensive system they're doing, because no matter what I tell you they're doing, even though it's right, someone's gonna bitch. Anyways, fired up today. Must have had too much caffeine or something because we're ready to go. The Montreal Canadiens don't use a lot of east to west passes. That means if you put in a bigger body like Robyn Lehner, there's more opportunity for it to hit him because he is not only a very good goalie, but, he's a very good goalie. There's nothing else to say about that. He's not Marc Andre Fleury. We'll get to him in a second, but Robyn Lehner brings a totally different style. Now, we have to talk about the Knights organization as a whole. The owner expects Stanley Cups. This is good and this is bad. Every owner should accept cups. Ryan, you're really stupid. Of course the owner accepts cups. Not what I'm saying. He expects cups every year to the detriment of building his team. There are several different ways to compose and build a team. There is the rush veteran free agent style that Vegas, the Bruins, the Flyers, You know, they're all known for this type of stuff. It's high pressure. They would trade their mothers if it meant they could get a Stanley Cup. Also, happy Father's Day to all you wonderful fathers out there. Keep it going. You guys are fan-freaking-tastic. Big hug from your kids. I know it's coming. But the owner of the Vegas Golden Knights expects a Stanley Cup, and you've seen it with his massive amount of free agent acquisitions. You can see it in the pressure that he wants to be an expansion team that gets it like that, because getting banners up there and that builds a fan base even more than what you have today. He wants to be written in the annals of time. Kelly McCrimmon is an unbelievable GM from the Brandon Wheat Kings organization. He's also an amazing coach. He knows what he's doing. Gerard Gallant joined it and basically took the Vegas Golden Knights to an improbable season and then was promptly fired for Peter DeBoer. That's because Kelly McCrimmon knows coaching and figured that DeBoer was the guy to be able to get the Vegas Golden Knights over the line, and Gallant wasn't. Funny about that is that Gallant is coaching the number one organization in hockey, the New York Rangers. Sorry, Leafs and Habs fans, they make more money than both of you and have more clicks than both of you. I have no idea how. I always thought we were living in a Leafs world and we were all just allowed to be there. And if the Leafs were gone, it was the Habs world. Turns out it's the Rangers. Maybe my Google skills are wrong or something, but either way, all three are huge organizations. So Gallant is gone to a top 3 organization in the NHL, and he's smiling all the way, and we'll see if he brings them a cup because he is a phenomenal coach. But Peter DeBoer is just like, his life's on the line. And if you don't think it is, then you don't know high pressure ownership. You cannot do what the Vegas Golden Knights have done over and over and over again and not win a Stanley Cup and not have a furious owner. That furious owner comes down on Kelly McCrimmon, and Kelly McCrimmon is going to do whatever is required to save his job, and that owner would be ridiculously remiss if he fired McCrimmon. So I truly think here with these two goaltenders that Peter DeBoer is in some trouble and he's rolling with Lehner. Marc Andre Fleury doesn't deserve this. This is the wrong play by a smart organization. Fleury is the better goalie, and this has happened to him 4 times now. Pittsburgh Penguins did it to him for Matt Murray. That was wrong. They did it to him for Robyn Lehner last year. Didn't win a cup. That was wrong. Why are you chasing your number one goaltender out of the city? Because when his contract's gone, he's done. He's going to leave again. This is a Vezina Trophy winner. This is a multiple Stanley Cup winner. This is a Vezina Trophy nominee, and you're playing him for a backup. Robyn Lehner is a starter in the NHL, but there is a problem when you roll with 2 capable starters on a team, and that is both guys want to play. The coach can make a change just like that. Goalies are messed up. If you're a goalie on this, you tell me right now. That mind space you have is not only the strongest in the world, but it's also the weirdest, completely the weirdest. I don't want to be inside a goalie's head for even a minute. Goalies get mentally thrown out of it, and now I truly believe that Fleury could be completely thrown out of it again. He might be checked out. Now you got to roll with Lehner, and that's good you won the game today, but do you really think Lehner is the better goalie going forward for the next 2 series? You let me know down below. I don't think it is, but if you win a Stanley Cup, who cares anyway? Pittsburgh won it with Matt Murray, so moving on, right? Who knows? It is an interesting high pressure cooker for McCrimmon, DeBoer. So he throws in Lehner. That's his guy, in my opinion. If he's going to get fired by losing this series, because if he goes down 3-1, he was in big trouble, both his job and the Knights team. So he throws in Robyn Lehner and he keeps it there. And what's so funny about this is that Fleury didn't play bad. He made one little mistake. It happens all the time. He's carried you this entire way and you didn't score. Your offense has to score. Unbelievable. So there you go, Knights. You just got 7 minutes of me talking straight about you and being in your Facebook chat groups and in your social media chat groups all over, Twitter, everything like that. You guys are all fired up about what the announcers are saying. Okay, Montreal, Vegas, let's talk about the announcers. In Canada, we have Sportsnet. They stink. They suck. I don't like them. If you like them, that's great. I'm not telling you how to feel. I think they stink. In Vegas, they're now with national announcers instead of their local announcers. They think they stink because they're only talking about the Habs. The Habs announcers think they're only talking about Vegas. Everybody's in a victim circle and running around going, nobody talks about me enough. I'm so sad. Move to Winnipeg. Get over it. Get a spine. Your teams are great. You're in the Final Four. You have nothing to complain about right now. And you're in a 2-2 tie. But we always find things to complain about in 2021. I think an interesting solution to all of this, though, a very interesting solution would be, we're in the age of digital. Why can't you just have your local announcers do it? I know there's national TV contracts, blah, blah, blah. I get it. There's a business to be had here. I can't overstep the business. People, it's all about money, and we're going to open our wallets wherever we do. But wouldn't it just be wonderful if you could pick your announcers, if you could pick the Habs announcers, or if you could pick the Knights announcers? And I truly think you should be able to pick your local announcers at all time that have strong bias to your team. When I watch the Jets, I don't want to hear about the other team. Talk about the Jets. When I'm a Habs fan, talk talk about the Habs. Everything is wonderful because I'm a Habs fan. Shut up about the Knights and talk about the Habs. And if I'm a Knights fan, I don't care about the Habs. Be biased to the Knights. Has anyone ever watched a Boston Bruins game? Those guys throw shade at everybody. It's Bruins. Bruins could be down 8-1. Nobody cares on Nesson because they are poo-pooing on the other team and they're hilarious for it. Pick your announcer. Enough with this national broadcast crap. And you know what? Go a step forward. Allow anybody who wants to broadcast over you and take half the cut, half the gate. Let people choose it. Throw it on YouTube with live streams. We're watching Dangle do it. He's fantastic. Take half the revenue from there and push it somewhere else. Anyways, I digress. I'm not a business major or anything. Wait, yes I am. And I have a really big job too. All right, cool. Moving on. Refereeing. Y'all stayed around for refereeing. Okay, let's talk about refereeing here. I've talked about it to death. It's the most unfun thing to talk about on this channel because no matter what you do, everybody has an opinion. And that is the problem with the NHL today. People, everyone has an opinion and everyone's right. Seriously, the chasm is like wrong, and everybody on either side is actually correct. When you read the NHL rulebook, it is wide open to interpretation. My tinfoil hat theory for that is because it is very hard to hold the NHL legally liable for anything that happens in that rule book if someone's injured or whatever it is, because they put all the pressure on the referees. Referee discretion. Okay, then let's go ahead and add the idea of hockey culture. Then let's add on the idea of playoff culture. Let's add on the idea that a cross-check isn't always a cross-check, a board isn't always a board. We've been down this 100 billion times. It comes down to human error and human interpretation. So if you're on the side that thinks there was too many penalties against your team, you're right. If you're on the side that thinks there's not enough penalties against the other team, you're right. If you're on the side that you think the referees called a bad game, you're right. If you're on the side of you think the referees called a good game, you're right. If you think playoff hockey should have no penalties, you're right. If you think playoff hockey should have more penalties, you're right. And if you think they should call the rules by the rule book, you're right. Everybody's right. That's how wide open these damn rules are, and it's annoying. I hate to say it. If you've played hockey and watched hockey, you understand this. It's just the clown show. You have no idea what you're going to get, and as a player and a coach, all you ever want is consistency within the game, but you never really get it, do you? You never get consistency game to game. Sometimes you never get consistency period to period. You have no idea what's going on. Here's some examples from this game. Hold on. And this video isn't sponsored by Apple, so here's our examples. Corey Perry gets tripped twice. No call. Is that a penalty? Going to you. No, it's the playoffs. Going to you. Yes, it's a trip, stupid. Both of you are right. Tuch battles Danault. No penalty. Body checking, slamming on the back of the floor. Is that a penalty? No, it's the playoffs. And it didn't impede the play near the puck, which is the cultural rule of hockey that if it's tit for tat behind the play and doesn't affect the play, it shouldn't be a call. So therefore, no call, good call. No, they're literally fighting each other in a wrestling match on the ice. There's no room for that in hockey. That should be a call. Ding, ding, ding. Both of you are right again. Weber and Nosek. Let's see what happens here. Weber gets cross-checked from behind and eats boards in the most dangerous play there is in hockey, even over the Scheifele hit. Come at me, Habs fans. His head snaps back like a car wreck, whiplash, concussion, all kinds of horribleness, not wearing a half visor, eats the boards, gets up, punches him in the back of the head, which, if you want to talk about the dangers of concussion, is a very dangerous play. But I said it before, concussions happen in hockey, and people were like, you don't take concussions seriously. Yeah, I do. So both of these plays end up happening, no call. So Weber cross-checks him in the back one more time. You're not going to call me? Go again. And that is the culture of hockey. You get one, the other guy gets one, but you can't take the third one. And that's what ends up happening. And Weber goes to the box. And it's even Steven, though, because Nosek goes back and they take an even up call. I don't know why they don't take more even up penalties. They just don't like doing it. But what an interesting play for hockey. I get why everybody would be frustrated. I totally get it. And by the way, that hit from behind from Vegas, send him to jail. It's criminal. That was intent to injure. Shea Weber punching him in the back of the head, send him to jail. Intent to injure. I'm just messing with you. That is the game, and that is the referees. I don't know what you're going to do about it. As a fan, I've said this time and time again, the players and the GMs seem to like this. They may not like the individual call, but they don't hate it enough to go to the NHL and make a bunch of complaints. And if you don't think the fix is in, remember the Tim Peel hot mic incident? That was the time that all the fans should have gotten together and said, we're out. We're not watching it. We're done. We told you this was crap. He literally said on live television, I have a video, it's linked above. He literally said on live television, I'm trying to give Nashville a penalty. We've known this for years as players. We've all heard the referees say that. Keep it cleaner, I'm going to give you a penalty. I was looking to give them one. I was looking to even it up. They're always looking for it. It's unbelievable. Just like, Referees think they're the stars of the game, and I'm not here to poop on referees because most of the time they do a really good job and they're only doing what they've been trained to do and what the league tells them to do. But they like being in the game too, and they like chattering, they like talking to the players. You should hear the crap they say to each other. It's hilarious. If you could mic up a ref and a player and go with an uncensored version, it would literally get 1 billion hits. Both of them are amazing and fantastic. So you're basically just left with this unbelievably Wild West style culture of a game where you have no idea what you're going to get game to game. So there's no conspiracy for the Habs. There's no conspiracy for the Knights. The NHL just stinks. Can we just accept that? It just stinks. Player safety stinks. The referees stink. It stinks.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Knights, you've blown my mind. Habs, you've blown my mind. Hockey has blown my mind. This is must-see TV at this point. I don't even know what I'm going to get. It's like a box of chocolates. Thank you for tuning into Hot Garbage Sports. This has been Coach Ryan D. We were fired up. This was a rant today. Go Habs, go Knights, go hockey.